Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to call to order the Guthrie Public Schools regular monthly board meeting for Thursday, January 11th, 2018. Roll call, please.
Salee.
Here.
Pearson.
Here.
Pennington.
Here.
Davis. Watts.
Here.
Smedley.
Here.
Bennett Johnson.
Here.
Madam President, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Agenda item number 4. Let's join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we begin this meeting, let's pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Agenda item number 6, the presentation of certified and support employee of the month.
Hey, before Mr. Ogle presents the support and certified employees of the month, I want to recognize Mark Doolittle with Integrity Heat and Air, one of our community partners that has stepped up to give further recognition to our staff. And Mark, we appreciate all that you do for the community, and we're glad to have you here tonight.
Appreciate you guys.
Mr. Ogle?
Thank you.
We're going to step back. If you remember last month, we had our certified employee of the month was not able to attend. He was out of town. And so nominating him was Mr. Jeff Ball and Ryan. Will you please stand up? Ryan will be getting a plaque, a $25 Sonic gift card from Lions. I'm going to have to go back and remember, I think it's a $25 gift card to Missy's, a $25 Walmart card, and a $10 card to Hoboken. So I'm going to hand these over to Mr. Ball.
No, you're good. You're good. Homecoming is a wonderful day of showing Blue Jay pride. We have a supportive community that participates in a weekend full of activities, which puts Guthrie at the top of all homecomings. October 6th will be one of those days I remember for both a Blue Jay win and a life-saving measure. During 5th grade lunch, Mr. Wiss was at his normal cafeteria duty. As I was around the salad bar, yes, salad bar for me, I heard a loud commotion at the table. Several students were yelling for Mr. Wiss to come to the table because the student was choking on an orange. Ryan Wiss ran through the cafeteria like a gazelle. After confirming that he was choking, Ryan performed the Heimlich maneuver and dislodged the orange from the student's throat. Ryan did what any of us wish we would do in that situation, and Ryan saved a life. The student was obviously shaken up, and we called parents, but it was just like anything else for Ryan. He just continued on with his day. Thank you, Ryan, for what you do.
In case I did forget, Dr. Simpson talked about that. It was Integris Heat and Air that donated the Missy's $25 gift card, the $25 Walmart card, and the $10 Hoboken. And so now presenting will be Leslie Cotton, our support employee of the month, and Deborah Pepper. Will you please?
Deborah Pepper gives 100% of herself to the students, staff, and the parents of our school. She will always greet you with a smile and go out of her way to help in any way possible. She is our right-hand man when it comes to helping children with playground injuries, clean clothes, head checks, and other not-so-fun stomach bug issues that rotate through. Ms. Pepper shows valid concern for the children of this district as she distributes to the Backpack Buddies, works for other organizations to make sure they have student sizes, Christmas wish lists, and other basic needs. Pepper, as she is commonly referred to at Central, will stop whatever she is doing when she can be of assistance where most needed. And staff, as well as parents, know that if they need anything, Pepper will strive to help. I understand almost all of our support staff portray these qualities within their job descriptions. However, Pepper has a genuine soul and admirable character that is spread throughout the building and instilled in our young children.
I'm having to consider, but I also forgot, I was really trying to keep these for myself from Mark Copy. He also, for this month, he has given a briefcase to each one. So this is yours as well. And if you guys can come to the middle, we'll take a picture in the middle.
Hey, Mark. Now we are. Very cool. Try to keep it for himself. Don't forget the briefcase. He forgot it again.
And then our certified employee of the month, Lynette Anderson, nominated Jessica Maker. So please both come up. Keep forgetting this back, Mark. You know I really want it.
He does.
Don't worry, I'm watching.
All right. Mrs. Maker is our facts teacher for the junior high. Her enthusiasm and dedication for her students goes way beyond the classroom. Mrs. Maker has spent endless hours after school tirelessly helping her students prepare for FCCLA competitions and cooking delicious meals not only for our staff but school functions as well. Jessica has a caring nature. She has the ability to connect with her students, and she is committed to the growth and well-being of each one. I strongly recommend Mrs. Maker for our December EOM.
Then can I have everybody that was up there, back up there one more time for one group picture?
Should Martin do your back?
For me?
Do you think Martin needs to get one?
They don't usually, but he's such a
Hey, Doug.
He's such
See, Mark, you want to get in on the
a
picture?
good idea.
I'm good back here.
Okay.
All right.
Good enough.
Okay. It's this one. He's a good guy. He very much so.
Well, we appreciate all of your work, and this is just a small token of our gratitude. Thank you. Thanks, Mark, for being here too. And you guys don't have to stay for the rest of this if you don't want to, but you're more than welcome to.
That's not including you. Sit down, Robbie. Robbie, just stay here, Robbie. Yes, it is, and you need to call it.
We're at Plain House. It's got my present here, but it's got.
You have game.
I've got two of those thermostats. Kiwanis on them. Doolittle.
Do you want her to break it up? Do you want her to bring it up or?
$4 retail. Plus the-
Agenda item number 7, comments to the board by citizens registered to speak.
We have none.
Comments to the board by board members.
Madam President, I'd just like to say, my husband and I attended the high school, junior high, Fogarty Choir Christmas concert, and it was absolutely wonderful. I just wanted to thank all those teachers for their hard work that they've done with all the students and their performance and their presentation. And I've never seen a crowd that large before. I don't know. We were way up in the nosebleed section, but it was still just absolutely wonderful because the acoustics there at the temple were just great. But great job for them. It was good.
Thank you. Agenda item number 8, superintendent's report.
Before that, I'll say it was a great performance there, and the band as well. And I sat as a proud father at the choir performance. That was fun, too. I'll get into my report. The first item is January is Board of Education Recognition Month. And at your seats, you've got a small gift from the district to remind you who to root for, as well as a certificate of appreciation from the OSSBA. And we didn't, the gift of a scarf coincided with the need tonight, so you have a little bit extra warmth as you leave tonight. The district made it through the winter break without any major facility incidents. We had a couple of close calls, but Mr. Thompson and his crew got us running despite the bitter cold temperatures. So thanks, Cody, for that. And you may have seen that not all districts were as fortunate with the bitter cold. And when you bring the temperatures down to save money, and then you have the bitter cold, you run the risk of having brought it down too far. So we made it, and we saved money over the break. We received our midterm adjustment numbers for the state this year, and our state aid was cut by just under $300,000. That cut can be traced to tremendous growth in local revenue and an uptick in gross production proceeds that we are receiving. Overall, the district is currently in a good financial position going forward for this year. You may have seen in the release when the midterm adjustments were announced that statewide student growth, while still positive, is quite a bit less than it's been in past years. And so we've been fairly stable with our growth this year and in the past 4 years. And so the revenue that we're receiving is actually going to be better than we've been in the past because that is local revenue. And so the $300,000, we budgeted for that. We expected that. This is part of the smoothing that we talked about in 2016 when the gross production hit the bottom. And so we're smoothing out that, but we, from a cash flow perspective, have maintained proper cash forward balance like we pledged to do. And the school finance prognosticators are encouraging caution with the uptick in the energy sector as we look forward to next year. And I'm going to get into a little bit of that after my next comments. Yesterday, Governor Fallon announced she would veto any budget that failed to address a teacher pay raise. This is the political discussion as the second session continues with no solution up to this point. But today, a group of very powerful business leaders announced today the formation of an organization called Step Up Oklahoma. The chief spokesmen today were Bank First Executive Chairman David Rainbolt and former President Pro Tem of the Senate and Oklahoma City Attorney Glenn Coffey. Others listed in the coalition include Harold Hamm, Mike Turpin, Clay Bennett, and Tucker Link. The first item on the list is a $5,000 pay raise for teachers. The group is supporting revenue-raising measures for the special session, including a higher gross production tax. Many reforms addressing constitutional issues to stabilize our state's government and economy are also proposed, which require much more time to complete. I don't know if you saw that announcement. It is available on YouTube. I think News OK has it. It's about a 30-minute clip. And it outlines a plan that for the first time seems to have a tremendous support by the business sector, which has been lacking, and the people that tend to support the reelection of politicians. And I will tell you that I reached out to the person that I have a good friendship with that is very high-level legislative liaison at one of the most prominent companies in downtown Oklahoma City, oil and gas companies, and they are behind it. And that they were not listed as a discussion today, but I reached out to him and he assured me that they are behind it. And so the best hope is the light at the end of the tunnel is not an oncoming train. And the last item that I have is a reminder to all board members that we have a special board meeting scheduled for Thursday, January 25th at 6 p.m. and it will include some training from Dr. Ann Kane, but she wants to make sure that all board members can be in attendance. So if anyone develops an unresolvable conflict on that date, please let me know as soon as possible so that we can reschedule. So that's my report.
Thank you very much.
Consent agenda.
I know that it was in there. Okay. Agenda item number 9 is the consent agenda. All the following items, those of a routine nature normally approved at the board meetings, will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items.
Madam President, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda with the exception of item A, minutes from the last meeting.
Second. Roll call, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Pennington.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Bennett Johnson.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Consent
Madam
agenda
President.
9A.
I make a motion that you approve the consent agenda, item A.
Second.
We need
Discussion.
call for discussion.
Discussion.
Madam President, I'd like line number 2 on the minutes to reflect the board members present, please.
So we need a withdrawal of the second and an amendment of the motion.
Do we make another motion?
We need to withdraw the second. Did you second?
I did. Withdraw.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
withdraw, and then you can amend the motion.
Okay, I'll withdraw.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda, item A is amended.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Pennington.
Abstain.
Davis.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Bennett Johnson.
Yes.
6 ayes, 1 abstention.
Agenda item number 10A, recommendation, consideration, and action, professional learning focus evaluator and educator survey, where feedback on the professional learning focus component mandated this year as part of each certified staff's evaluation by the Oklahoma State Department of Education.
This is a survey that was brought to us by the State Department of Education. It is mandated. It's not very long, 10 to 11 questions. I spoke to the State Department, and Mr. Ogle spoke to the State Department as well about that, and so we bring this to you for your approval per board policy.
I make a motion that we approve the Professional Learning Focus Evaluator and Educator Survey for feedback on the Professional Learning Focus component mandated this year as part of each certified staff's evaluation by Oklahoma State Department of Education. Second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Pennington.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Bennett Johnson.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Agenda item number 11, proposed executive session for the purpose of discussing employment of personnel, FMLA requests, resignation and separation from employment, and transfer of position requests, as all set out in the personnel reports. Discussion of extra duty assignments as listed on the 2017-2018, and periodic annual evaluation in terms of employment for Dr. Michael Simpson, superintendent of the schools, disclosure of which information would violate confidentiality requirements of state and/or federal law, all pursuant 25 Oklahoma Statute, Section 307B, 1 and 7.
I move we go into executive session.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Pennington.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Bennett Johnson.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
This is to acknowledge the board's return to open session. Only items in agenda number 11 were discussed in executive session and no votes were taken. This shall constitute the executive session minutes. Agenda item 12, vote on action is set out in personnel reports.
I make a motion, we approve the action set out on the personnel reports.
Second. Roll call, please.
Salih.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Pennington.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Bennett Johnson.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Agenda item number 13, action upon recommendation of extra duty assignments as listed for 2017-2018.
Madam
Go ahead.
Madam President, I move that we accept the action upon recommendation of extra duty assignments as listed for 2017-2018.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Salih.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Pennington.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Bennett Johnson.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Agenda item 14, recommendation, consideration, action to accept any resignations offered since the posting of the agenda.
We have none.
Agenda item 15, discussion and possible action on any new business not known about nor could have been reasonably foreseen at the time of the agenda posting.
We have none.
Agenda item 16,
Madam President, I move we adjourn. Second.
roll call, please.
Salih.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Pennington.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Bennett Johnson.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.